it's so crazy that we have people that are giving out reviews nowadays, and they don't even know who the reviews are for. Higher scores mean more clicks, access journalism. I think that's what happens too. And anything under 7 is not playable nowadays. Well, I don't know. I feel like there's plenty of games that I would say under 7 are playable. It's just they're not really that great. That's it. Most reviews are paid for. That's part of the marketing campaign. No, they're not. Reviews are not paid for. That's not true. Where did you get that information? Did you just make that up? You didn't just make that up, did you? I think you did. Guys, I think you just made up some bullshit. What are you doing? Let's see your proof. Yeah, come on. What are you talking about? Now, I do think that there's a certain degree of access journalism that happens with reviews where it's like somebody gives a review of a game, and then as soon as they give the review of the game, obviously if they give a good review, there's going to be a higher chance that that developer or that publisher in the future will provide good coverage to that individual. Probably refers to the early review copies. Yeah, exactly. And so like if you're the one who, like, basically if you give negative reviews to game and then you stop getting review copies, that is horrible. That's why, and like, I know this is crazy, but like outside of, I guess like Kotaku, I think it's because they encouraged emulation with like Nintendo, and that's why they stopped getting review copies from Nintendo, which I think is kind of fair. But just because Kotaku misrepresents games sometimes and focuses on social issues in games, I don't think that that should be grounds to take away their review copies. Because I think that's something that the free market can solve. Because if they're putting out content that's not resonating with an audience, then they're going to lose their audience. And you know what's really funny about that? They did. So it actually happened. The market did its job. So Angry Joe is blacklisted? Well, it depends, right? People just sign up there and say, yeah, exactly. They have good reviews, so they keep getting early access copies to events. Well, it's also that I think that they worry that they could be hurting the developer. And it's like, yeah, you kind of are. But it's important to make sure that people are getting the information that is true. Not all game reviewers are paid reviews, but I'd be hard-pressed to believe that there aren't tangible benefits for some reviewers to give positive reactions. For instance, Game Informer is owned by GameStop, so it's highly beneficial for GameStop to be overly nice to get more in-sale and online sales. Yeah, I think that you could be right about that, and there's a little bit of logic that you could imply there. But I also think that whenever you're talking about like an individual reviewer, you might not actually have that translated down to that individual reviewer's actions, but it could be beneficial for the company. And I think it's very fair to be skeptical, but it's even more important to, you know, actually look at the data and know what's true, right? And try to verify things yourself personally. So yeah, I wish that video game reviews were not on a scale of 10 to 5, or sorry, 5 to 10, but instead on a scale of 1 to 10, just like it used to be. T-Pain makes more money on Twitch than he does from music. What?
Mine is mostly video games. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're making more money off of video games than I've made in the last 4 years.